All right, I think one more person is here now. So I'm going to upload the docket into the chat box. If you're interested, you can download that and follow along. I just have a few matters on the 1:30 docket this afternoon. And just to make sure that you have a good remote experience, give you a few little tips. The first one is, well, because of the number of people here, go ahead and turn your cameras off until your case is called, and that way it'll be clear who is actually before the court. And if you don't want to look at everybody's name on there, you can, under the view selection at the very top right-hand side, you can say just hide non-video participants, and that way you'll only see the video participants on the screen. Second thing is make sure that you're muted until your case is called, and that'll stop any unintentional interruption. All right, I think we're all ready to go, I believe. So, Mr. Simpson, I have the estate of William Revere. Good afternoon, Mr. Simpson. Or is it Ms. Newton's going to do that one?
Yes, Abby Newton on his behalf.
Hi, how are you doing, Ms. Newton?
Doing good. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too. You have a lovely view out of your office there. All right. So it looks like you have somebody who's going to be giving video testimony. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Very good. Okay, this is going to be very easy, I promise you. I'm going to swear you in, and then Miss Newton will have just a few easy questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Newton, you may begin. And while you're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, just a second here. Let me stop the video here for one person. I'm going to put the will on the screen so your client can identify that for us. And I will take judicial notice in advance that we have the original document here on file.
Dennis Gregory.
All right, make sure you're all muted, please. Okay. All right, there we go. You should be able to see the document now. I'll move down to the signature.
I'm doing a
Excuse me.
call right now. Can I call you back in about?
I'm sorry. Please, everybody, make sure that you're muted. Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Let me share this back again with you one more time. I had to take care of some business there. All right. So this is the will here. There's the first page, and this is the signature page right here. And I think I'm ready.
Sorry, you froze there. What was that?
I'm ready to begin when you are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Okay, Kathy, will you please state your full name for the court? Kathy Ferguson Revere. And do you recognize this document on the screen as the last will and testament of your husband, William J. Revere Jr.? Yes. And you have committed your testimony in writing to a document titled A Proof of Death and Other Facts, and it is true and correct, right? True and correct. Thank you. Your Honor, we are asking that you appoint Kathy F. Revere as the independent executor of this estate to serve without bond, and that you waive the appointment of appraisers.
All right. Thank you very much. Now I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Ms. Revere as the independent executor to serve without bond. Appraisers are not necessary. And I'm going to say this to you, but it's really for everybody who follows because the rule is going to apply to everyone. In probate court number 1, you'll see that I signed your order during your hearing. What that means for you is the clerk is going to enter it immediately so you can file the oath and the proof of death and other facts together. You don't have to wait. The only thing that I ask is that you give the clerk time to process the oath, make sure it's in the system before you request your letters testamentary, and that usually takes just about a day. Okay? All right. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Revere. I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up is Mr. Tees. I have the estate of Judy Sandlin. Good afternoon.
President, Your Honor, it's Diana Ozuna on behalf of
Hi,
Mr.
Mrs. Zuna.
Tees.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Good to see you.
That's
And do
good.
you have somebody there who's giving testimony today?
I do. I have the applicant here with me.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Very well for Monday.
Very well for a Monday. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and swear you in, and then Ms. Ozuna will have a few questions. Okay. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and Ms. Ozuna, as I did before, I'm going to put the will on the screen for your client to identify, and I'll take judicial notice in advance that we have the original document here on file. Give me just a second to get this shared with you. And you should see it in a moment here. There's the will there, and I'll move down to the signatures. And there we have the signatures. Okay, I think we're ready.
Please report your full name.
I'm Carl Walker Sandlin.
And do you recognize this as the last will and testament of Judy Smith Sandlin, also known as Judy S. Sandlin, also known as Judy Caroline Sandlin, also known as Judy C. Sandlin?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you have committed your testimony to writing in the proof of death and other facts, and it is true and correct.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, we ask that the court admit the will of Judy Smith Sandlin, also known as Judy S. Sandlin, also known as Judy Caroline Sandlin, also known as Judy C. Sandlin, to probate and appoint Carl W. Sandlin, also known as Carl Walker Sandlin, as the independent executor of her estate to serve without bond or need for appraisers, as this is not a taxable estate.
All right, thank you. There's a lot of also known as's there.
Just a few.
I will grant the application and appoint Mr. Sandlin as the independent executor to serve without bond. Appraisers are not necessary. There you have my signature. And Mr. Sandlin, I'm also sorry for your loss, sir.
Thank you.
All right, y'all take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Avant, we have the estate of Jessica Rossman. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hi. And you have somebody there who's giving testimony, is that right?
Yes, I have the applicant here, my client, Laura Callis.
Good afternoon, Ms. Callis. You kind of saw how this works, so I'm going to swear you in, and then Mr. Avant will have some easy questions for you, okay? Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and Mr. Avant, I'll put the will on the screen for your client to identify for us. I'll take judicial notice in advance that the document we have is an original document, and I will, as soon as I can pull it up here, I will put it on the screen. Sometimes the clerk wants to test my cognitive abilities, and so they hide it on me. But there it is. All right, so there's the will, and I will show you the signature page. There we go. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Ms. Callis, can you please state your full name for the record?
Laura Allen Callis.
And did you know Jessica Rossman prior to her death?
I did. I've known her since 1991.
Okay. And did Ms. Rossman die on or about April 1st of 2025 in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico?
She did. I recently, at first, I thought it was the first, but I've recently seen the death certificate for her death to be March 31st of 2025.
And she was age 56 at the time of her death?
Yes,
Okay. Not more than 4 years have elapsed since the date of her death. Is that correct?
that's true.
And she was domiciled in and had a fixed place of residence in Harris County at the time of her death?
Yes,
Is the will that we're looking at right now on the screen dated February 28, 2019? Is this the last will and testament of Jessica Rossman?
yes.
Was it ever revoked to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Were there any children born after were there any children born or adopted by Ms. Rossman after the date of the will that we just looked at?
No,
And was there any marriage of Ms. Rossman dissolved after the date of the will that we just looked at?
no,
It's correct that the will does not name the state of Texas, a governmental agency, or a charitable organization as a devisee, correct?
that's correct.
It's true that Ms. Rossman's will first names Martin Hunt to serve as the independent executor.
It does.
But it's also correct, to the best of your knowledge, that Martin Hunt has filed a sworn declination to serve as the independent executor.
Yes,
And the will also names you to serve as the independent executor if Martin Hunt is unable or refuses to serve. Is that correct?
yes,
To the best of your knowledge, you're not disqualified from accepting letters of administration in this matter.
I am not disqualified.
And is there a necessity for the administration of the estate?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions. I'd ask the court to admit the will to probate, to appoint Laura Callis as the independent executor of the estate without bond, and to waive appraisers. I do want to note, though, Your Honor, that at the time we filed this application, this matter, I think, as you know, is kind of become notorious. The reports that we had available suggested that the decedent died on April 1st. Just as of yesterday, we learned that the date that she now supposedly died was March 31st. So I do have my office. They've already prepared an amended order. If you prefer to sign that one, I still think there's a little bit of ambiguity on the date of death, but we do know that it hasn't been more than 4 years.
You know that it has been more than 4. It has not been
Correct.
more than 4 years. I may be able to make a quick change on the fly here. Have you filed that new order?
We have not. Because we literally just saw the death certificate, we just wanted to take it up with the court, and I'm completely fine with you revising the order or filing an amended one, whatever the court would prefer.
Let me take a look here and see if I can do that. I've got to restart my case management software because I had a little bit of a glitch here. But
Sure.
let me see if I can get that taken care of myself. Hang on just a second. I'll show you what I'm doing as soon as I get this back up and running.
Okay.
I think this order needs to be signed ASAP.
Agreed, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me show you here. There we go. My staff attorney has already changed it for me right there. Do you see that?
I do. That's quick work.
That was quick work. That was why I couldn't access it to change it. Apparently she was changing it for us. So I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Ms. Callis as the independent executor to serve without bond. Appraisals aren't necessary. And Ms. Callis, I'm sorry for your loss. And Ms. Rossman was well known in Houston, and we've lost somebody special. And so for those out there who are grieving, I send my condolences as well.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. She was a special lady. I'm very honored to be serving as her executor.
Thank you. You take care, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Let's move on to the next one here, which is Mr. Corbill. How are you doing, sir? Got the estate of John Billy Murray. Hi.
Doing well, Your Honor.
Mhm. Hi. And you have somebody there?
I have a witness here.
You got a witness there who's going to give testimony? Okay. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm well, thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay. So you kind of saw how this works. I'm going to swear you in, and then Mr. Corbill will have a few questions for you. Okay. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? And do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good. And Mr. Corville, I'm going to put the will on the screen for your client to identify, and I'll take judicial notice in advance that we have the original document here on file. And I will share that with you here momentarily. Let's see, it'll take about a second or two. There we go. And I'll move down to the signature pages. There it is. I'm ready.
All right. Would you please state your name for the record?
And Giselle Marks.
And do you recognize the document in front of you?
I do.
Is that Mr. Murray's last will and testament?
It is?
And you committed your testimony to writing, correct?
Yes.
In this proof of death and other facts. Is every statement in this document true and correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, you reside in Mississippi, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you have designated me as your registered agent for service of process in Texas,
I
correct?
have, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, we ask the court admit the will to probate, waive bond, waive appraisers, and serve as independent executor.
All right, very good. Thank you, sir. I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Ms. Marks as the independent executor to serve without bond. No appraisers are necessary. There you go. And I'm sorry for your loss, Ms. Marks.
Your Honor, appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Carville, always good to see you. Take care, sir.
Always happy to be in this court.
Thank you. All right, next one up is Ms. Hatchett, the estate of Luz Coronado. Hello, Mr. Coronado.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, and there's Mr. Hatchett is going to do this one. How are you doing, Mr. Hatchett?
Your Honor. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again. And so I see you have your client here. I guess we're ready to get him sworn in and get ready, huh?
Yes, Your Honor. And
Yes, sir.
we received notification that we were available, or we could do the 1 minute prove up.
Yes, sir, you can. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Mr. Coronado, I'm going to swear you in, and then Mr. Hatchett will have a few questions for you, okay? Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And Mr. Hatchett, I'll put the will on the screen. Just make sure that we're talking about the same document. Have your client identify that. And I'll take judicial notice in advance that the original document is in the clerk's file. And there is the document there and the signatures. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Coronado, would you please state your complete name and your relationship to the decedent?
Richard J. Coronado Jr., and my relationship is I was her son.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Coronado. Now, calling your attention to the document that is on the screen, do you recognize this document as the last will and testament of Luz Maria Coronado?
Yes, sir.
And is it true that your testimony will be committed to writing in the proof of death and other facts, and that the information is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Mr. Coronado, are you qualified and not disqualified to serve as independent executor?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor. We simply request that the will be admitted to probate, that it be adjudged to be advisable and in the best interest of the decedent's estate for Richard Joe Coronado, also known as Richard Joe Coronado Jr., to be appointed to serve independent administrator with will annex, that letters of administration with will annex be issued to Richard Joe Coronado, also known as Richard Joe Coronado Jr., that the bond be waived, that no action be had in this court in relation to the settlement of such estate other than the return of an inventory, appraisement, and list of claims of such estate, or an affidavit in lieu of inventory, appraisement, and list of claims, and that all other orders be entered as the court may deem proper.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hatchett. I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Mr. Coronado as the independent administrator with will annexed, and to serve without a bond. No appraisals are necessary. And there you have a signed order. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. And Mr. Coronado, I'm sorry for the loss of your mother.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you take care, okay?
Thank you.
Ms. Londa, the estate of Dwight Chapman. Hi.
Hello, Judge. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Mr. Shaw, you can turn on the audio and the video.
Here it is, though.
There we
I
go.
can do the,
Okay, well, we can hear you now. So can you turn on your video for us?
it says the host won't let me do it.
The host won't let you do it. Well, hang on. That's okay. I don't know what, but here's a little prompt. Maybe that'll help out.
There you go.
How about that? How about that? All right. So very good. So Mr. Shaw, I'm going to swear you in, and then your attorney will have some questions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Londa, I'm going to put the will on the screen for your client to identify, and I will take judicial notice in advance that we have the original document here on file. And let me share the screen with you. Okay, there we go. You should see it now. And there are the signatures. I think I'm ready.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Would you please state your name?
David Carl Shaw.
And Mr. Shaw, you can see the will on the screen. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you recognize this as the last will and testament of Dwight Llewellyn Chapman?
Yes.
And you have committed your testimony in writing in the proof of death and other facts. Is that correct? And those
Yes.
that is true and correct.
Yes.
Your Honor, we would ask that you admit the will to probate, ask the court to appoint Mr. Shaw as the independent executor to serve without bond and to waive appraisers.
All right, thank you. I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Mr. Shaw as the independent executor to serve without bond No appraisers are necessary. And there you go, Mr. Shaw. You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. And
Thank you, Your Honor.
my pleasure. Y'all take care, okay?
You
Okay.
too.
All right. Bye-bye. And let's see, Mr. Kavanaugh, got you up now with the estate of Marvin Hurley.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Hi, good to see you. And it looks like you got some folks who are giving testimony. Is that right?
I have one, Beverly
What?
Louise Heffley Hurley.
Oh, okay. We just have some supporters here too then, huh?
Yeah, children.
Oh, support is good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. The one person who's giving testimony, I'll swear in. If you'd please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And Mr. Kavanaugh, I'm going to put the will on the screen for your client to identify, and I'll take judicial notice that the document we have here on file is the original document. And let's see here. I had to go and search for this one. Okay, I think I found it. And there you go. You should be able to, hopefully you can see it now.
Yes, sir. We can see it.
Okay, good. And there are the signatures. Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you state your name for the court, please, ma'am?
Beverly Louise Heffley Hurley.
Did your husband Marvin Ray Hurley die on September 26, 2006 in Houston, Harris County, Texas?
Yes.
More than 4 years have elapsed since the date of his death, but did you realize you were supposed to probate his will before 4 years?
No, I did not.
And you are not in default for failing to probate his will before that time, correct? Was he a resident and have his fixed place of domicile in Harris County, Texas on the date of his death?
Yes.
And you can see on the screen there, the document dated December 14th, 1993. Did he ever revoke that document so far as you know?
No.
Did he have any children after the date of that document?
No.
Was he ever divorced or his marriage dissolved after the date of that document?
No.
He was married to you and he had 2 children. Is that correct?
Yes.
Amy Louise and John Hurley, correct?
Yes.
And did he leave anything to the state of Texas, a governmental agency or a charitable organization?
No.
And did he receive Medicaid benefits after March 1st, 2005?
No.
Your Honor, we would ask that you waive the need for approval of the Medicaid document and also approve this and allow it to be a muniment of title.
Well, I think we would have known that by now if there was a Medicaid estate recovery due. So I don't think we need a MERP statement. All right, I find in this case there's no default, and so I can grant the application and admit the will to probate as a muniment of title only, and I'll waive the requirement of the affidavit of fulfillment of terms. And so I've signed the order there. I'm going to sign one other thing here, Mr. Kavanaugh, which is since I'm not going to be expecting anything else from you because it's done, there's no reason to keep it on my active docket. So I'm just going to go ahead and have the clerk remove that from my active docket. So I know not to expect anything else.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Y'all take care. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. And I think that does it. Oh, we have one more. Okay. Oh, Mr. Glazer, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor. Sorry
You got
about the problem this morning, but we're gonna try to correct that.
I appreciate your understanding. My colleagues on the bench get mad when I waive the requirement.
I do understand.
Okay, thank you. Let me get back to that matter here that was on the previous docket, and we'll get you taken care of here. Let's see, give me just a moment. Okay. All right, I've got the matter here before me. Okay, so hello, everybody. Thank you for returning, and so we can get this done for you. So I'm going to swear everybody in, and then Mr. Glazer will have questions for each of you, okay? Those of you giving testimony, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, very good. That's all right. All right, so I've got the holographic will here, Mr. Glazer. I'm going to put it on the screen so that everybody can see it, and I'll try to blow it up as much as I can, but it doesn't really blow up that well. But
It's,
that's as good as I can make it right
I
there.
have,
All right.
I have a copy of here.
And you
also.
have a copy there too? Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm ready.
All right. I'd like to call Gayla Martin, please.
All right.
Would you state your name?
Kayla Ann Martin.
And were you familiar with the decedent, Mary Ellen Hadaway?
I'd known Mary for about 53 years.
All right. And were you familiar with her handwriting?
Yes,
All right. I'll show you what is purported to be a handwritten will by Mary. Do you recognize her handwriting?
I do.
And do you recognize her signature?
Yes, I do.
To your knowledge, at the time of this execution, which was July 19th of 2020, was she of sound mind
Yes.
and over the age of 18? Okay. I pass this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
And would you state your name for the court?
Annette Miranda.
And were you familiar with Ms. Hadaway?
Yes,
And how long did you know her?
12 years.
And you assisted her toward the end of her life as
Yes.
far as handling her affairs in
Yes.
Houston? And I'll show you what has been submitted as her handwritten will. You recognize this to be her handwriting?
Yes,
And on the next page is her signature. Do you recognize that to be
Yes.
her signature? And at that time, in July 19th, 2020, was she over the age of 18
yes,
and of sound mind as far as you know? And you have no interest in this estate? Okay, thank you very much. Pass
Thank
this,
you, ma'am.
Johnny. Call the applicant.
All right.
Kathy, would you state your full name for the court?
Kathy Lynn Jadon.
And were you related to the decedent Mary Ellen Hadaway?
Yes, I was her niece.
And did she die December 2nd, 2024 in Houston, Harris County at the age of 85?
Yes,
And 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her death.
no,
She was domiciled and had a fixed place of residence in Harris County.
yes,
You saw the document that the court had up on the screen. Did you
yes,
recognize that to be her last will and testament?
yes,
And to your knowledge, was that instrument ever revoked?
no,
There is a necessity for the administration of this estate, is there not?
yes,
Okay. And there were no children born or adopted to her after the date of the will?
no,
And there was no marriage dissolved after the date of the will?
no,
And the will does not contain a device to the state or governmental agency of the state or a charitable organization,
no,
correct? Right. There are two other devisees under the will, or distributees, I should say, both of which were named as executor before you, and both of which have filed a waiver to serve in that capacity. Is that correct?
yes,
And they have also signed a consent for you to serve as independent executor without bond.
yes,
And you're a resident of Oklahoma,
yes,
and you have appointed me to act as your registered agent in this state.
yes,
Do you know of any reason why you were disqualified to serve as the executor of this estate?
no,
Your Honor, this will be a non-taxable estate. And we would ask that she be appointed as an independent executor to serve without bond.
All right. Thank you, sir. I will grant the application, admit the will to probate, and appoint Ms. Jadon as the independent executor to serve without bond. No appraisers. And there you go. You're all set. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And you have a good day. Okay.
We may